Hi everyone, my name is Kim C. I teach university fiction, specifically Fiction Workshop, and this is my one-woman Stephen King podcast where I nerd out with every ounce of energy I have over the incredible storytelling from the world's greatest fiction author, Stephen King. Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to my top 15 Stephen King novel ranking episode that is long overdue. Apparently, the last ranking I did, which I believe was my top 15 Stephen King novellas, was in 2023. Oh, the shame. My goodness, I can't believe it. Firstly, what is time? Where does it go? That's a whole nother existential conversation for a later date, but who knows when the last one was before that? Oh my god, I'm scared. I'm scared to look. I do know a few years earlier than 2023, I did a top 9 Stephen King novel. Oh my gosh, what a little baby I was. And that's the reason why I did the top 9 is because I felt like I couldn't yet reach the top 15 for whatever reason. What a little dumb kid I was. But here we are, and today I definitely can put forth my top 15 Stephen King novel picks, and that's what we're gonna do. Ladies and gentlemen, as of this afternoon, I did a little counting, and according to my wee calculations, I've discovered I have read 45 Stephen King novels and 56 Stephen King titles overall. It's been quite the journey. Now, for the novels, I decided to combine the Richard Bachman titles with the King titles because the Bachman titles, they're novels too. So all novels are grouped together. Short story collections and novella collections were not incorporated into today's count. So overall, final number, we are looking at 45 completed Stephen King novels. And out of those 45 shall emerge the top 15. Of course, as you all know, you constant readers who have read and reread the entire catalog, I still have a ways to go in terms of finishing all of King's works, and perhaps I should wait until I'm through them all to make my ultimate top 15, but let's be honest, folks, I am in the camp of slow and steady wins the race. It's going to take me a few more years to tackle everything. Therefore, I'd like to present my top 15 now, and in a few years, when I'm all finished, it's going to be super fun to see what remains in the top 15 and what got rearranged and shuffled out. If you have not heard one of my previous ranking episodes, here's how I do things around here. Being a huge fan of the Olympics, I like to use the International Olympic Committee's ranking system in terms of awarding bronze, silver, and gold, followed by runners-up or honorable mentions. To make it extra unique and hopefully not super confusing, each gold, silver, bronze has 5 spots. Ergo, all the nominees for bronze, silver, and gold sit at round tables, and each winner is an even pie slice. So the first gold award weighs just as much as the 5th gold award. They are all equal, knights of the round table, gold is gold, silver is silver, bronze is bronze. All 5 get equal parts of the award. Capiche? Okay, great. If you want to warm up with the countdown, head to my top 15 Stephen King novella episode from 2023, and hopefully it presents a solid example of how this is going to work. I've not changed any rules, so everything should shake out the same way. And now, dear friends, let's head to Kim C's imagination land. Imagine with me, if you will, a grand banquet hall with gorgeous spreads. For those of you who have read Dark Tower 5, Wolves of the Calla, think of the character of Mia, who, in her own imaginative quest, enters into an elaborate banquet hall with a lavish spread of food. She is in a kingdom far, far away, but it is luxurious, let me tell you folks. And that's how I like to roll. At the Stephen King / Kim C Top 15 Ranking Award ceremony, we spare no expense. We are popping bottles, the fish is flown in, the fruits are exotic, and the desserts are all French. It is a grand black tie soiree with a jazz band, laser lights, acrobats, contortionists, illusionists, magicians. This is real Vegas high roller swagger, my buddies. I, of course, am on stage at the podium with my crown and sequin gown with envelopes in hand. What will be missing from this soiree are masks. No masks, everybody. No. No Overlook hotel freakiness, Mask of the Red Death at my award show. No thank you. Only our best get-ups, genuine smiles, lots of cocktails and hors d'oeuvres, no costumes, please and thank you. No masks. Put your mask away right now. Thank you all in advance for enjoying this fantasy with me. And now, sweet listeners, let's hand out some awards. We're going to first begin with the honorable mentions, of which there are 5. These titles, oh my gosh, guys, the honorable mentions break my heart. They are so good. So good. These novels absolutely crushed me, mind, body, and spirit. But for one reason or another, they didn't make the bronze, silver, and gold tables. They're going to get a nice certificate and a swag bag, whereas the bronze, silver, and gold folk will get actual medals of honor in addition to swag bags and clout, of course. But being nominated is a big deal. If I like you, you're gonna get something. And these honorable mentions, they were very, very difficult. But as previously stated, everything's gonna shake around and move over the next few years. But for right now, here's how I'm feeling as of today, April 2025. Let us begin with our first honorable mention. I have to present before you all, number 1, 1992's Gerald's Game. Okay, everybody. If you are connected to my good buddies Matt and Scott over at Kingslingers and now the Flanagan's Wake Pod, which is so fun, they just completed Gerald's Game and so did I for the very first time. And it's been a couple weeks, which is a good thing because I needed some time to heal and to process because this novel was truly an emotional experience, but it was incredible. I think what King has presented here is a gauntlet of a novel, especially if you are a woman. This is an extraordinary story that is full of symbolism and raw, guttural, psychological torment, physical torment. It is very special. And I know in the future this might ascend into bronze. But for right now, I did want to give it an honorable mention. It is a text that I am continuing to think about, and that's how I know it's left its mark. That's how I know it might be a little bit greater than just a story about a lady handcuffed to a bed. And that's how King rolls. Simple premise, but extraordinary character depths. And the journey of Jessie Burlingame, wow, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, Gerald's Game, recently completed. Still have a lot of feelings about it, but I decided to give it my first spot at the honorable mention bench. Number 2. This was another one I was torn about, but it's okay. It's okay that it's an honorable mention. 2002's From a Buick 8. I love this one so much. This is such an underrated diamond of a book. It is extraordinary for those of you who really enjoy an open-ended story with a lot of philosophy, a lot of what-ifs, and the road is definitely a meandering one. I love this story, but there were just too many bigger contenders, so I would like to keep it here on the bench for honorable mention. Our third honorable mention, oh God, I can feel people's blood start rushing through their veins. It's going to start heating up and boiling. Please put your pitchforks down and let me explain myself. It is getting an honorable mention. Keep that in mind. That's the important thing. But my third honorable mention is 1997's Wizard and Glass. Okay, everybody. I know Wizard and Glass is incredible. I was wrecked for months and months and months after reading it. It is beautiful. It is soul-shattering. It is such a wonderful Western love story. I know, I am aware of these things. However, as you all know, I've not yet completed my Dark Tower journey. Once I complete all the books, I would like to really spend some time pondering each one and see if they could break into the bronze, gold, or silver. But I also think that Dark Tower needs to be isolated from this. I feel like it's this magnum opus, and I don't know if I should be carving and slicing and rearranging at the award ceremony, because I think the 7/8 novels, it's its own masterwork, guys. I'm overthinking this, and I don't yet know how I feel because I haven't finished my Dark Tower journey, which leads to my fourth honorable mention, which is 2003's Wolves of the Calla, followed by, because they're all connected, my fifth honorable mention, 2012's Wind Through the Keyhole. So 3 through 5 are Wizard, Wolves, and Wind, because again, these novels slayed me, friends. I loved them so much, but I don't yet know how to let them break into my gold, silver, bronze. I'm torn and I'm stuck, okay? And that's okay for right now. These are terrific stories, especially, oh my god, massively underrated Wind Through the Keyhole. What a gorgeous, gorgeous embedded narrative. I loved every second of this story, with the hero's journey starting off with Roland, then going into the fairy tale myth, and then going deeper still. It is stunning. As is Wolves of the Calla. My gosh, what a terrific Western. So well executed. Terrific character depth. Guys, I am a drooling fan over Wizard, Wolves, and Wind. I love them so much, but as previously stated, I haven't finished my Dark Tower journey. I need a little bit more time to figure out how I want to rank them, okay? So we have given them a seat on the bench. They're definitely invited to the party. Quick recap of our honorable mentions. Number 1, 1992's Gerald's Game. Number 2, 2002's From a Buick 8. Number 3, 1997's Wizard and Glass. Number 4, 2003's Wolves of the Calla. And number 5, 2012's Wind Through the Keyhole. Okay, good buddies, we've got some momentum. Hopefully nobody wants to strangle me through the speaker, but it's okay if you do. I understand the Dark Tower has very, very passionate fans, and I will rank them appropriately when I'm done reading all of them. So it's on the horizon. Don't kill me just yet. And now for our bronze nominees. Number 1. Dang, I recently reread this book and I love the hell out of it. What a weird, incredibly rich and symbolic story. 1995's Rose Matter. Oh my gosh, friends, this is a trip. What a trippy book. Wow, if you want a heinous villain, if you really enjoy Greek mythology and maybe even deeper Sumerian, Mesopotamian mythology, unknown if King did that deep of research, but I don't know. We've got some incredible symbolism in the later half of the book. The ending will stay with you. This is such a strange, yet wonderfully fulfilling story, and I am a huge fan. Number 2, one could say, the modern twinner to 1995's Rose Matter is 2006's Lisi story. Ooh, this one is a polarizing one. I've met many people who cannot finish this one. It is a DNF forever. They can't do it. They've tried multiple times. This is capstone King level, friends. This is graduate school King. Do not give this to anybody in your life who is a brand new King fan. Don't do it. This is very advanced. It's a puzzling, cryptic text that has a really rich, decadent payout. And if you liked Rose Matter and you have not tried Lisi's story yet, they are twinners. I promise. They are mirroring text. They are paralleling each other throughout time. It is a really exceptional experience. If you've tried and given up, try again. Try again, I promise. It is worth it, and there's a terrific Apple TV limited series adaptation to reward you after you finished. Starring Julianne Moore and Clive Owen. It's gorgeous. It's awesome. You will love it. Please give Lacey's story a chance. The third bronze medal will go to my sweet little baby, Trisha McFarland, also known as the girl who loved Tom Gordon from 1999. I know this is another one not a lot of people care for. I think it's terrific. It is a small but mighty little text. I really, really like when we don't have that long of a King title, because I think King is really exploring brevity. Therefore, every single word is going to count. Every single word is going to be deeper than you think. This is, at its heart, about a young girl who gets lost in the woods. But if you're in a more meditative state, and if you want a story to speak to you about the human experience, I really think Tom Gordon can do that. I will never ever stop loving or praising the girl who loved Tom Gordon. The fourth bronze will go to my sweet buddy named Jamie Conklin in the 2021 hard case crime title, Later. Me and hard case crime. I love this book so much. It is edited to perfection. Tight, tight, tight like a tiger. It's a modern story, ghost story, coming of age, lyrical prose. I'm a huge fan. I believe it will be my third time rereading it. This is one that I cannot wait to read again. And now, everyone, the fifth and final bronze medal. Ooh, this is another hot and controversial one, but hear me out. I am giving a bronze medal to 1977's The Shining. This is an iconic novel, but it's a dark one for me, folks. I know that a lot of horror fans adore The Shining, and it's way up on their rankings for the horror factor. But for me, this is about the destruction of a nuclear family, the demolition of a husband, wife, and son. And that's heavy. It's dark and sad. And in our gothic setting of the Overlook Hotel, it is an incredibly gothic text that gives me a lot of joy. So I feel really good that it gets the bronze, only because it is stiff competition going forward. You guys will see. It's just going to get harder and harder. And I really did have a hard time with this ranking. I know many would probably put The Shining higher. Maybe it will rise higher in the years to come, unknown. But for right now, the key factor is that they have a seat at the table. The bronze table is a good table, and I'm really glad The Shining has a spot. Let's recap our bronze medal recipients. Number 1, 1995's Rose Madder. Number 2, 2006's Lacey's Story. Number 3, 1999's The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. Number 4, 2021's hard case crime title, Later. And number 5, 1977's The Shining. Alright, I think we're still going okay. Let's head into silver. Oh, it's getting so treacherous. Silver was so difficult. Gold was easy, as you guys know, which is interesting to think about. I feel gold is so easy for me. Silver, very tricky, much harder. Let's start with my very first. I'm very eager to give this one out. I'm a huge fan of this novel. If you haven't yet read it, it blows me away, as this is a modern King novel. This is relatively new, and it really shows how he is just getting better and better over time. My first silver award will go to 2021's Billy Summers. Oh, friends. Well, what can I say? I'm in love with Billy Summers. I am in love with him. I have never, ever been smitten kitten for a King character before, but that has changed. I love Billy Summers. If he were real, we would hook up. We would hook up for sure. I would want to date him. I don't think he would date me. I think that he would probably shy away from the domestic life I would want. But yeah, we would hook up, and I would try to date him for a while, because that's how into him I am. The novel is stunningly beautiful. It is so great. King takes the trope of the assassin's last job. That gets you 150 pages in, and then the novel blooms so unexpectedly into a story about memory and PTSD and being a hero when you're completely out of gas, when every match is burnt, but you continue to choose righteousness and goodness and making a stand for those in need. It is incredible. And, yeah, I'm in love with Billy. I'm not ashamed to say it. Our second silver proudly goes to another hard case crime title. Oh dears, I think I've read this one probably, we're getting around 4 to 5 times, maybe even 6 times. This is 2013's Joyland. Friends, I cannot sing enough of Joyland's praises. It is a tight, perfectly executed story that has so many terrific fiction elements sandwiched in there. You guys have heard me gush over and over about this one, and I will never ever stop. This one was gold. It typically is in the gold section. It was very hard to remove it from the gold section because it is gold in my heart. So it does receive the silver so it could stay close to me in the gold. I do want it to stay very, very close because I love it so much. If you haven't read it, it is charming and full of melancholy and beauty. There's summer freedom, friendship, theme parks, beaches, ghost stories, coming of age. Stunning. There's a little bit of romance. It has literally everything, guys. Everything. And if you are somebody who enjoys studying the fiction craft, give this one a once-over. It is tight, perfectly edited, not a hair out of place. It's impressive stuff. And very underrated. Please make it a priority if you haven't. My third silver is a masterpiece. You all know this, and I know everybody would agree with me on its mastery. This was another hard one to keep out of the gold section. This is 2011's 11/22/63. Oh, buddies. Has my heart loved until I learned of Jake Epping and Sadie Dunhill? I don't know. I don't know if we've had such a beautiful, heart-crushing love story. Johnny and Sarah from the Dead Zone was pretty good, but they didn't get as much time together as I would have liked. Tragic. But Jake and Sadie, oh, they get some time. They get time enough to crush us in the vice with this monumental historical fiction romance that's totally chock full of thriller, suspense, science fiction, history. It is a layered sandwich of all the great things. Unforgettable story. This is masterful, King. I love this novel so much. Very difficult to not award it gold. Number 4. This one rightly deserves a high ranking because this novel is terrifying, but very, very rich and deep. This is 1983's Pet Sematary. Oh gosh. Scary King. We're getting into Scary King territory, but I love this novel. Pet Sematary is dark, ominous, foreboding from page 1. So richly developed, and by the time you get to the end, at least concerning myself, I was gasping. Absolutely terrifying. This is an extraordinary book. A wonderful ride. I've only read it once, and I really think I need to remedy that. I think we gotta go back for more. Relatively soon. My 5th silver. This is another one I was stuck on, guys. I did not want to give this book the silver. I fought it. I actually fought myself over this novel, but in the end, what won out was how masterful it is. Even though, at the end of the day, I think I would proudly say I hate this book because I hate how it makes me feel. However, it is a triumphant work of fiction. This is masterfully told, iconic, and should be celebrated and held in high circles forever. The 5th silver will be awarded to 1987's Misery. Oh, J.H. Christo, my friends. This novel terrifies me to my soul, and I think because I am one of those whose worst nightmare would be what Paul goes through. If I were to be kidnapped, imprisoned, tortured, none of my family members know where I am, and I would most likely die and be buried, or God knows what, set aflame, dumped in the trash, drowned in a river, who knows, concerning Annie. And that is my greatest fear, and King puts us at the heart of that. It is a masterful work on the dark, depraved depths of fandom, animalistic survival, really, really, really getting down to the marrow of would you survive? Or would you be like me, who would take all the Novril and check out? And that's really hard. When I read this book and I see Paul's suffering and suffering and suffering, I'm almost screaming at the pages, just take the Novril. Just get out of here, Paul. Get off this mortal coil. Screw this lady. Free yourself. But then I think, no, survival is what this book is really about. Not only physical survival, but the survival of sanity, and how art is the cliff we are clinging to. Creativity is the beast we are pulling to keep us in the body. Guys, I just will spiral off into crazy town thinking about the power of Misery. What's wild is I think Misery is the only book in the top 15 that I could say I don't like, but I love. I don't like it, but I love it because of its power, because this is a masterful novel. Do I like how it makes me feel? Hell no. I am terrified to my soul of this book, but it does need to be celebrated, and it does need to be given a high shelf of praise. Let's recap our 5 silvers. We have 2021's Billy Summers. I love you, Billy. 2013's Joyland. 2011's 11/22/63. Number 4, 1983's Pet Sematary. And number 5, 1987's Misery. I don't like you, Annie, but I have to give credit where credit is due. Okay, everybody, at this point in time, let us ascend the top step to the gold. I love these books so much. I think most of you will probably know a few of them, but most of you might be surprised at one of them. But for today, I'm very proud of every single novel that is sitting at the gold table. I feel they deserve to be there. I'm really, really happy that they're there. Let us begin. Let me please award the first gold to 1996's The Green Mile. Sweet people, I adore this book. I feel it's very underrated. I do believe it does not receive the appreciation it deserves. This was such a cool King release experience. From the beginning of March to the end of August 1996, King released one book a month, very much like Mr. Charles Dickens did back in the day, where all of them combined would be the complete novel. But at the start of March, we have 2 Dead Girls, followed by The Mouse on the Mile. Next, we have Coffee's Hands. The 4th installment is The Bad Death of Edward Delacroix. Number 5 is Night Journey. And the last, the 6th of the 6, is Coffee on the Mile. I love this story. I love John Coffey. I love that he is a Christ-like figure. I love the symbolism that he is a miracle of nature who cannot survive in this horrifically dark and tumultuous world. His soul is too pure. I love Paul and the other prison guards at the Green Mile. I love the time period this takes place. It is dark. It is alienating at times, but this is the most rewarding and rich story. And then, of course, we have the extraordinary film adaptation from Frank Darabont that just makes me sob uncontrollably at the beginning credits, everyone. The movie hasn't even started yet and I'm crying. That's how compelling it is. It's perfect for me. I love this book. It is very special. I love everything about it. And this novel probably has one of my favorite Stephen King endings. It is so good. It ends tragically, but there's a little bit of hope. It is the most wonderful, complete, full circle. I think about the ending to The Green Mile all the time. I love it. It's just one that stayed with me. And if it's been a while since you've read this one, or if you haven't read it yet, oh my goodness, guys, take some time. Especially if you're in a more pensive, reflective, maybe you're on the edge of crying, but you can't quite get the tears to come out. I think The Green Mile will help with that. A lot of things can probably help with that. But if you're somebody who doesn't cry, and maybe you know you might be due for a cry, you might need one, I feel this will be a worthwhile cry that will help you feel quite energized after. I think you'll feel better after. When I recorded The Green Mile years and years ago, I barely made it. I'm sobbing all through the recording. It's terrible. Not my finest moment in podcasting, but the emotion was there and I could not get it together. But yes, I've gushed enough. The Green Mile receives the first gold. The second gold will be awarded to 2008's Duma Key. All day long, baby. Give me that gothic beach tale. I want Edgar Fremantle and Elizabeth Eastlake and Wireman. We're going to go to Heron's Roost, dig among all that haunted Eastlake stuff. It is so good. I adore this novel. It is the definition of slow burn. It's about art and healing and friendship and the past, the dark, murky depths of the past, things that cannot be buried, the dark hand of fate. We've got some dark feminine in there. It's amazing. I love this book so much. And if you happen to find yourself at or near a beach or a giant big lake, take Duma Key with you. It will really, really come to life if you are by the water. There is hope and sadness and terror, and at the heart of it, so much beauty. So much beauty. I adore this one. Our third gold comes with a huge lightning flash and crack of thunder. 2014's Revival. I know that this one has really become popular over the last few years, and I'm thrilled. The ending is the reason why so many people have read that. But if you're just focused on the ending, I do believe you're missing an incredible journey. This is about addiction, rock and roll, coming of age, the loss of faith, the dark side of religion, and of course, what might be waiting for us on the other side of this life. It is beautifully written. It stays with you. I still think about Jamie. I'm always thinking about Jamie and his guitar, as well as his friendship with the Fifth Business. His friend whose name I can never remember, but yes, Revival is an absolute treasure. And if you blaze through it just to get to the end, give it a reread and really focus on Jamie and his journey. It is so great, guys. I love this one so much. And it's been gold for a long time. It will not leave the gold circle. Duma and Revival, I feel, might be nailed to the wall. Just saying. Things could change, of course, but I feel very, very passionately about those two continuing to stay at the gold table. And another novel that will probably be here forever is 1986's It. This is a cornerstone seminal King work. It is so celebrated, and yes, it is the most commercial of King's stories. Pennywise will outlive us all, but you guys know why it's really gonna stay gold forever, and that's the Losers Club. This is the story of friendship, and this is the story of childhood. This is about the terrors and trauma of childhood that follow us into adulthood. And what do we do to remedy the past? What do we do to make our future days better for the little people who still live inside us, the children inside us who will never grow up, who will always be there, afraid and yearning and seeking safety? What do the choices of the adults do to honor them? Deep, deep stuff. Controversial stuff in there, as you guys know, but overall, this novel continues to give to people each and every time they read it. And I'm so grateful that it exists, that we as a constant reader community get to go back to it again and again, that first timers are still discovering this book and we get to celebrate it with them. I love this story. and it is one that will always, always, always be gold. And now let us award our 5th and final gold medal. If you guys heard my dusty, rusty, crusty top 9 years and years ago, I remember thinking and saying in that recording all those years ago, I think I have to hold space for The Stand, which is a fascinating thing because I had not read it yet. I had quit on it by that point. I had stopped reading it by that point, but I knew it was going to be incredible. I didn't know just how amazing, but I knew I would most likely need to hold space for it, and I'm glad I did. The 5th and final gold belongs to the 1990 uncut edition of The Stand. Wow. Has my heart loved till now? Has my heart loved till meeting Mother Abigail in chapter 45, and the walking dude in chapter 5, learning about Tom Cullen and Nick Andros' friendship, and Franny's journal in book 2, and the 3 spies in book 3. This is a rich and glorious, once-in-a-generation novel experience. It is epic, timeless, and even though I've only read it once, I know that this will be a story that continues to give, just like the text of it continues to give. Each time you read it, you're at a different place in your life. You notice something different. You connect with something different. You connect with a different character more so than you did previous. I love that. I love that so much. And I love that ultimately the message of The Stand is that we are here to preserve goodness. We are here to stand against evil with everything we have. We have to try. We have to try for ourselves and the ones we love and the generations who aren't yet born. And I love that when you close the book, that's what you're left with. And dang, I don't know any other story that makes me feel quite like that. So I'm thrilled that I was able to bring The Stand fully completed, pull out a chair, and give it space at the gold table. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we did it! My top 15 featuring 5 honorable mentions. Let's do a grand, quick recap of everybody we talked about. Starting with our honorable mentions. 1992's Gerald's Game, followed by 2002's From a Buick 8, accompanied by Wizard, Wolves, and Wind. Number 3 is 1997's Wizard and Glass. Number 4 is 2003's Wolves of the Kala. And number 5, 2012's Wind Through the Keyhole. On to our bronze category. Number 1, 1995's Rose Madder. Number 2, 2006's Lacey's Story. Number 3, 1999's The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. Number 4, 2021's Hard Case Crime, Later. And number 5, 1977's The Shining. Raise a glass to the silver table. Number 1, 2021's Billy Summers. Number 2, 2013's Joyland. Number 3, 2011's 11/22/63. Number 4, 1983's Pet Sematary. And number 5, though I was very hesitant, 1987's Misery. And now, take a bow, standing ovation for our gold table. Number 1, 1996's The Green Mile. Number 2, 2008's DeMckee. Number 3, 2014's Revival. Number 4, 1986's It. Followed by our 5th and final gold, the 1978 and the 1990 uncut edition of The Stand. We did it, everybody! The top 15 featuring 5 honorable mentions. Who knows how long they'll stay as they are? I know right now in my mind I'm thinking about 1980's Firestarter as well as 1993. Yeah, I'm also thinking about Dolores, Claiborne, and Firestarter. They are scratching at the door. I'm trying to figure out what to do with these two. Dolores is really winning me over. I have a feeling Dolores will either be an honorable mention next time or she will make it to the bronze. Unknown. I'm leaning towards honorable mention for Dolores. But yes, everybody, at this point in time, I did want to take a few moments to remind everybody that this is my 5-year anniversary of the podcast. 5 years ago in April, I started this little show all by myself in the living room of my tiny little townhome and wanted to try. I wanted to try to talk about Stephen King because when I do talk about his stories, everything in me, my entire soul lights up with joy. And that's what I wanted to share with anybody out there listening. I wanted you guys to hear my joy over the writing of my favorite author. And that's what I would like to continue doing in our 5th year and beyond, is to come to you each episode with a heart full of joy. Because this is the most fulfilling art outlet I've ever had. It is so nice to connect with people who listen to the show, who write into the show, who support the Patreon, who are so kind because the writing of Stephen King has also brought them joy. And together, that love and that light over Stephen King's art shines bright and allows instantaneous friendship sealed with the tightest superglue. This is my 5-year anniversary, and in the past I've done individual episodes where I've looked back and reflected, but I thought that the top 15 ranking was a perfect opportunity to do just that, to look back, to provide my top 15 to all of you and say, here's where I am now. The journey has been so wonderful. I have loved each year of the podcast, even though at times it is hard, even though at times I am depleted and exhausted and I don't know how to do this. And I don't know if I should continue doing this because, crippling doubts and imposter syndrome and all the things. But what I do know at the end of the day, as we kick off year 5, I have not yet found anything else in my life that makes me as happy as Stephen King stories and the Stephen King community. It is my favorite thing, and I want to stay plugged in with it. I love talking about King stories. I loved connecting with others over King stories. And I love sharing in the collective reaction of King film adaptations. It's a wonderful community to be a part of. And as I start year 5, I just want to tell all of you, I plan to keep going. I would like to continue making podcast episodes and making them as quality as I can. I know I'm not able to be as fast as the other guys. I have a 9-to-5 just like everybody else. Maybe someday, if the blue fairy could wave her magic wand over my life and podcasting could be my career, I would certainly say yes to that. But for right now, this is what I do when I get home after a long day of coursework. And I look at a mountain of drafts I have to grade, and I set them down, and I pull out my notes and my headphones and my little microphone, and I try and spend some time in that joyous space where Stephen King's writing nurtures my soul. And in return, I try and share that in the hope that maybe you can feel a little bit of the same joy. And that's what I've been trying to do every single year for 5 years. And I don't know if I'll ever know if it's working, but I do know that at the end of the day, I'd like to make myself proud overall. And I want, to the best of my ability, to talk about Stephen King's art in a way that I feel might benefit someone's reading experience. In the immortal, brilliant words of Bart Simpson, I can try to try. And that's what I'm trying to do. Just trying to try. What I know is that I love Stephen King's writing. And from there, from that spark, I just want to hang out near that campfire, warm myself, nourish myself, and go off and try and do something with all of this goodness. The rest of this year, I hope to continue podcasting, continue connecting with folks via constant reader interviews, perhaps more Stephen King short story hour. I am also hoping to explore the Women of Stephen King segments that I've given some spotlight to in the past, but it's been a minute. And if you are interested in more content from me, please jump over to the Patreon, The Dance Macabre with Kim C., where I'm doing all kinds of stuff over there, specifically with Stephen King short fiction, Stephen King film adaptations, and Stephen King females. And for the low price of $2.22 US, you can plug in to a whole lot of episodes. It's a really fun zone if you are looking for a little more content from myself and would like to support the podcast. So this year we're doing things a little differently. Not going to do a full-on April 2025 reflection episode 5 years in. We're a little busy. I'm too busy, and I'm busy doing the things I love, talking with cool people and spending some time on King stories the best way I know how. So coming up on the show, I have recently finished Dolores, Claiborne, and Gerald's game, and I really want to do an episode on both, and I'm thinking about combining them and doing a double episode. Because after all, these two narratives are connected to each other, so I really want to celebrate that, and I'm thinking about doing a double episode. I've never done a double episode, therefore it's a little sticky, a little tricky. I'm trying to figure out how to make it work, but we're gonna try. Hopefully we'll see some Dolores, Claiborne, and Gerald's game, followed by constant reader interviews and other surprises along the way. My goal of goals, of course, is to make sure I hit the Song of Susanna very soon. I am ready to find out what the hell happened to Susanna. I'm freaking out a little bit, and I need to get back to that text. So Song of Susanna is on the horizon, followed by, my book club is going to start reading Misery in May. I will have to reread Misery in May, so I might do a reflection episode, or I might have another friend join me to break it down and talk about the novel Misery and what we think, why it's an immortal iconic text, how do we feel about the ending, and why Annie Wilkes won't ever die. Overall, I'm just thrilled to tell you all that I am not giving up. I am going to continue. It might be a little slower than I'd like, but I will continue to make content on Stephen King. Makes me happy, and knowing all of you out there listening is the best part of all. Alright, my dears, I think I have rambled enough. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in to my Top 15 Stephen King novel episode, as well as my reflections on 5 years of podcasting King. I'm very proud of myself, but most of all, I'm grateful to all of you who have listened, are listening, and will continue to listen. If you've never ever wrote into the show, please say hi to me. I would love to say hi to you. I'm at UnderratedSK@gmail, or you can find me on any of the socials. Feel free to say hi. I did sort of Irish goodbye X, so I'm on there, but I might not get your message in a timely manner, so I would consult other avenues where I will answer you with greater haste. Also, if you have some good things to share and would like to give the show a rating, that would be so nice if you would write a review for us, as it greatly helps us find more King fans who haven't yet discovered the show. And if you haven't yet shared the show with a King fan in your life, maybe they might like me. Worth a shot. But overall, I'm so grateful to every single one of you out there listening. I know I'm just alone in my house, but I'm really not alone. I'm with all of you. And you guys, as King fans, are the coolest people ever. Never forget that. And these stories are our friendship glue. May they continue to be shared and celebrated forever and forever. Thank you guys so much for listening. From the bottom of my heart, I love and appreciate you all so very much. Cheers to 5 years. I'll talk to you all very soon. Take care and bye-bye.